What are you asking, an astronaut? How many beers can you drink in space? Like, do you have one beer and it goes right to your head, no pun intended, or like, can you drink a 2-4 and not effectively feel it?
I guess the question is there beer in space?
Well, you can bring a beer to space. They can bring fucking monkeys to space and bring a 6-pack up with you.
Yeah.
If you're playing guitar in space, would it be like playing in slow motion because of the gravity? Just curious. Or would you just be able to strum in real time?
Waves travel the same
And
way?
would the sound waves travel the same? Good question.
And does your guitar stay in tune?
Yeah.
The gravity would probably pull its...
I love the Beatles dynamic.
I'm sticking with the tuning and the beer.
Okay.
Chris. That's our question.
All right, those are great questions. So, what would a beer do to you in space? Because you're weightless, blood doesn't pool in your legs like normal because your body's not squeezing the blood back up to your head. Normally, you got a lot of blood that's just sort of trapped in your lower body. When you take away gravity, it's no longer trapped, and your legs get really skinny. So you actually have about 20% less blood in your body. So think what that does to your beer. That means you have 20% more alcohol running around your bloodstream than normal. So it'd be like having one of the high alcohol beers all the time. But you can't have beer in space. You could bring other things up, but no, there's no beer. And how would you open a beer in space? It'd be messy. It'd be all over the place. And you don't want to drink beer out of a bag or through a straw. So no beer in space. I played guitar quite a bit up there. Recorded a whole CD's worth of new music. I was playing a Larry Vay guitar. It's hard to play. You were asking about how the guitar behaves. The trouble is when you fret, when you move your left hand up and down the fretboard, the guitar moves along with your hand. There's nothing to hold the guitar in place. So you move your hand and the guitar moves over to your right. So you've got to, I don't know, you need to like Velcro it to your belly or something to make the guitar work because the strap is just floating too. So it's a little harder to play guitar. It stays in tune pretty well because the humidity stays the same, the temperature stays the same. So the guitar stayed in tune fine. And sound waves behave the same, but it's noisy. It's like trying to record in the back of a bus that's driving down the highway all the time. There's always the machine noise where you're living and the fans and the pumps and the ventilators and everything blowing. So what I did was I took my iPad, which had GarageBand on it, I Velcroed it to the wall beside me, I ran the microphone from it, and I could actually sort of float the microphone in front of myself, and I did it inside my sleep pod. So I'd pull the little doors closed. The Larry Vay was a parlor guitar, so kind of small. And it was the quietest place on the space station. It was my zero-G recording studio. And it wasn't perfect, but it's the best weightless recording studio ever. And it was a really fun place to record. Would have been better with a beer, though.